Okay, now we're going to break down the basic mix principles and the most important parts when working with EQ plugin. So first of all, we want to start with input. Input is the level of sound that's coming into the hardware. Same with output. Output is the level of the sound coming out of the hardware. So we can turn both of those up or down. So if we have a low input coming in, we can turn it up before we actually tweak the EQ and so forth and so on. Same with output. We can turn the output up after tweaking the EQ. HPF is a high pass filter. It's used to kill sound coming from the low end of the spectrum so that the high end is heard. Low pass filter is a filter used to kill sound from the high end of the spectrum so that the low end of the spectrum is needed, okay? Frequency points, which are all the different colors within the plugin. If you're looking in the plugin, I have a red knob, an orange knob, yellow, green, blue knob, okay? The big knobs. Those control the outputs of each specific frequency, okay? So make sure that you're looking at that and understand that. A low F is a low frequency. A LMF is a mid-range frequency. A HMF is a high mid frequency. And a HF is a high frequency, okay? You'll get more, when we get more into the cheat sheet, you'll learn like what side of each frequency. Low frequency for me in particular runs from the low end, which is 20K, to about 700K. That's low end for me, okay? Q is the range of frequencies that is affected by a particular point. So within each point, let's say we're messing with the orange knob, we can go to the Q knob and we can turn the Q knob to and make the range either be wider, or we can turn the Q knob and make the range be smaller. So wide Q, small Q. It controls the how much of a range we're affecting with it. The frequencies is the point at which the frequency is being affected. So 20K, 72K, 525K, that's the frequency point. The gain is the amount of volume added or subtracted at the frequency point. Okay, so once I have my frequency point, and then I have my Q set, I can bring my gain up and down to affect that particular point depending on what I'm trying to do. Okay, so when I'm pulling things down, and this thing is called subtractive EQ, it's when I'm taking away from specific frequencies in order to achieve my sound. Or I can use additive EQ, which is adding sounds to a specific frequency. Okay, just make sure you're listening with EQs and make sure that you understand these basic principles, because we'll do a lot of EQ, and we'll do EQ in a lot of different aspects. We may EQ with like a C4, which is like a multi-band compressor, so you need to understand compression and EQ. So make sure that you're getting the basic mix principles down.